Well, Duff's after what has been a fairly challenging period league-wise over the last 3 games. I guess the smirk on your face now says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, I think, you know, we dropped our standards a little bit in the weeks that have gone by. And then obviously we had a good result on the weekend, FA Cup, and it sort of gives the lads, you know, that belief back. But we've been stressing to them, you know, they're a phenomenal team when they play the way they can, the confidence in their own ability. And we get our dangerous players in areas of the pitch, you know, and sometimes, we've said this to the players, sometimes it's too short when there's opportunities for us to go long, and when we do stretch the play, even if it's early on in the game, we've got runners like Kenji and Kane and Duffy and all the rest of them up there, and then that makes their backline drop and allows our more technical players to get in those pockets of space. But I thought to a man today, not just the 11, you know, the squad, because it's a squad game, and the squad will continue to improve and keep pushing each other, and you know, when they see performances like that and the levels that they can reach, and we just said that to them, you've got to keep them standards. You know, you can't let your standards drop because there's too much quality in there.
So what extent do you think we needed an early goal today? And further to that, how much tenacity do you think Paul Dawson showed to claim it?
Yeah, unbelievable tenacity, and that's why he's in the team. He brings that energy, he brings that aggression, but then he has that quality. Obviously he's been highlighted in the summer as that type of player who can come in and do that role, and you know, it's not even really you know, it's a bit of a pass back to them, and then he's on them straight away, bursts through, and then it obviously scores that goal, and it sets the tempo. It sets the tempo for the whole team, and I've just said that to them. You know, we need somebody every single game to lay a marker down, to set the tempo, whether that's a big header, big race, big tackle, pressing somebody, and someone along the line will do that, and you see the results when they do it.
Just after we took the lead, Brad Abbott for Ashton went desperately close to drawing them level, and then Neil Kengi also went close to Mac. But how would you assess the dynamics of the game immediately after that opening goal?
Yeah, I think whenever you score, you know, you are most vulnerable to concede. So it's just about the mindset of the next couple of minutes. Make sure that we're tight. Make sure that people are connected, and we do the right things. And because sometimes then we can look to try and play it again a little bit too short. I mean, inviting to pressers. It was really hot out there, and the pitch was sticky. We don't want to give them any opportunities, and obviously, you know, they nearly scored, and then we should have scored with Kenji. It was, you know, great move, great weight of pass, great run, and we've been working on these things on the training ground constantly, and you can see it off the players, the movements and the weight of pass, and they're just getting those patterns of what we want. And as I said before, but when we play like that, we're a really good team.
Alex Curran then won and converted our penalty, but how much credit can the skipper take from the build-up play?
Yeah,
he was immense,
he was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And look, Mendy possesses that where he steps in, and then he can link play, and we're seeing it. I think it was the first game of the season where he stepped in, and the weight of pass to Alex Curran onto his back foot opened up and he scored. And again today, he steps in and he drives the game forward. When he plays like that, he's unplayable. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, it's just really good, and really pleased for him.
Reading your programme notes today, you asked the lads to put teams to the sword at the earliest possible opportunity. With that in mind, should we have taken more than the 2 opportunities that we did in that first period? Yeah,
but look, you know, you can always be critical of certain things, whether that's, you know, wasteful chances and stuff, and we've said that over the last couple of weeks. You know, we are getting opportunities to score in games, and when we don't take them, it adds more pressure on the defence to keep clean sheets. And we've been working on it, you know, finishing drills and, you know, crossing and things like that, about how we can improve. And I think you've seen some really nice bits of 1-2s around the area, between Duffy and Curran and Kenji and all that type of stuff what we've worked on. So it's just, for us, it's really pleasing to see that the stuff on the training ground, you know, goes out there and they're listening and taking it on board.
Be interested to hear your half-time message, Duffs, because 2 goals within the first 10 minutes kind of tells its own story, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, but I'll be honest, the half-time message, I was struggling to breathe out there. And I said to the lads, get me off ASAP. You know, we've got too much quality on the bench, and it was just about sort of getting the right amount of minutes into certain players, and obviously players are coming back from injury. But yeah, once we were 2 up, it was, you know, it was always going to be the case. I think John was going to come on, and he showed his quality out there today. You know, his composure on the ball, his eye for the pass in behind, just little ones around the corner. And you know, I think the Mac fans know how good he is anyway, and we just need to get him up to game speed, which today will help. But yeah, two man, they were all really good.
Was it always in the plan to use your substitutions early today? I mean, obviously Paul Dawson got withdrawn through injury, and I'll ask you about Paul in a minute. But you did use substitutions early today. Was that part of the plan?
Yeah, well, I think I was always, you know, the maximum I was going to play was probably about 55 minutes, because we were always conscious of getting John the minutes that he needs to get him up to game speed. But I thought at 2-0, and with the heat out there, it was just get John on as soon as possible. And then yeah, the substitutions, once we started getting a couple more goals, it was just like, you know, get the players on. Obviously Dawes had to go off, so we had to make a bit of a tweak with Mendy going into midfield. And then Leon's done fantastically well over the, you know, since pre-season really. Hasn't really had many opportunities. Came on Sunday and was phenomenal, created 2 goals, so he deserves his chance. But it's hard for everyone. You know, I've said to them, you know, picking an 11, picking a 16. Today Hayden Campbell had to miss out, and the last time he played at home he scored a goal and stuff. So it's just, I said this, you know, the quality of the squad that we've got, but you all need to believe in it, the togetherness of the group will get us where we want to be.
Just going back to Paul Dawson, is it too early for a prognosis yet?
I think he just felt a little bit in his Achilles, but you know, with Dawson, I said to him, "You're okay, you staying on, or do you want to go off?" And that, and he was like, "I want to stay on." But it was just precaution really, to take him off, because obviously I think at that time we were winning 3-0, and it was sort of just get him off and get him in the ice bath and get him recovered.
The game was rounded off by a remarkable team goal. I'm not going to lie to you, Duff, I have no idea how many passes that was. Before Kenji struck an emphatic finish. I was in the sponsors lounge, and somebody there said he swung his leg like a golf club for that.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad analogy, really,
yeah.
Isn't it? But from you, obviously a 5-0 victory, the lads fought to the end, and you know, slender margins could be goal average at the end of the season. So how pleased were you that the team didn't carry on, especially in them conditions?
Of course, yeah, really pleased. And I think obviously, like you said there, in those conditions it was sweltering heat. And I thought what he'd done really well is he was patient with the player. A lot of the time moved it from one side to the other, but then when we had the opportunity to go through the lines, we done it with pace and quality. Once we got on the half turn, it was slide passes, and that's where we can show our real, you know, dynamism with Kenji and Duffy and Leon coming on. Obviously we've got Kane to come back, and that's how we want to play. But when it's like that and you see it and they move it from right to left, then back over, and then playing little quick 1-2s around the corner, and then the ball into Kenji's perfect, and obviously the finish is just top draw.
And just finally, Duffs, a week today, playing the Emirates FA Cup against Buxton. How much confidence can we take from today, and how much are you looking forward to what will be a massive local derby in the FA Cup?
Yeah, definitely. Look, obviously it's a huge game for everyone. I think, you know, they'll bring good support. As we always do, we'll probably fill the ground. And it's a huge game. You know, we've sort of done a little bit of shadow boxing with them in pre-season, but you can't look too much into that. But what we'll do is we'll analyse the previous game that we played them, and see if we can see where we opened them up. Then we'll analyse the game what they've had over the weekend, and then yeah, just go through that really. But look, it's a massive game. It's a huge opportunity for us to do well in a cup competition that, you know, myself, Sammy, the owners and all the fans want us to go on and try and have that good cup run.
Top man, thanks mate.
Cheers.